Begin,
Okay.
I'd like to ask you a question, yeah?
Yeah, I'm listening.
When you started trading,
Yeah.
how did you get your first capital to begin your trading?
I started with a founded account. I think it was around 10K founded. I
Ah,
was trading, yeah, funding trading. That was where I got my first profit. Then when I managed to pass it, then I got payout. Then I started it from there.
okay, okay. So after that, that's when you got enough capital to do your own.
Yeah, live.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, that was my question. Um, we
Oh,
can actually
okay.
begin.
Okay. Okay. But I hope you are recording it. You are recording it this time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've turned the sound on, and I see everything is well and good. Now I don't think we'll have any issues.
Oh, okay. Okay. So should we cover the RSI? You're talking about the RSI, right?
Yes, yes, we're talking about the RSI.
Okay. Okay, let me use the US 30
By the way,
for
you
instance.
have nice, very nice English. By the way,
Okay. So let's start with the daily time frame so that you can understand it properly. You could see that this was what we did the last time, right?
yeah,
On US 30. Yeah. So like let me just recover them up. This is the daily time frame. So we just have to, let's say, look for the decision candles. Why am I saying decision candles? Because of, if let's say you are looking for an order block, that is where you are going to execute your trade. But in order for you to, and at the same time to the market normally wakes out or don't respect every other block. So in order for you to, let's say, avoid such losses, you have to always use the decision candles. Why? Because if you have a decision candle in mind, that will be sorry, that zone will be your point of interest. So in order for you to not to place a limit order there, that's why I normally use the decision candle. That will alert me that, oh, this place is where I have to be looking for entry. But it's two options. That's why we name it decision candle. So when price, and at the same time too, whenever that, let's say, you get a decision candle, you have to wait for price to at least give a rejection. Then you wait for the next candle, then you look at the reaction. If it closes above, let's say, if it closes above your the previous one which made the wick, like this one, the pin bar right here,
yeah.
you see the hammer candle, right? Yeah. And at the same time you have to, like, align with the candlesticks formation, like the doji candles, the hammer, the mabuzu, and the rest. Why?
Ah,
Because this is the highly time frame. This is the high time frame. So if you are able to spot those candles in time, if whenever that we see a hammer candle, it's an uptrend. So imagine if, let's say, you have a decision candle, then you wait and you see that, oh, maybe the confirmation you got was a hammer candle. That will even give you an extra confidence about the trade that you're about to execute, because
mm,
you are not you are not getting information from just one source. You are getting information from everything, like any piece of movement that the candlestick makes. It's a message. In order for you to know the direction, you have to understand the message before you involve yourself. And at the same time too, why the RSI is there is for us to know the strength of the market. When price gets to a certain demand zone, let me say a decision candle, if price gets to a decision candle, it has a reaction. You could see that when price came to this demand zone, price was oversold below the 50 level. And I think it nearly moved to, I think, the 30 or something. Yeah, it moved to
yeah.
30. So this was significant. notify us that, oh, the trend is about to change, then you will not take your entries from the daily time frame in order to get a small stop loss. I think 50 pip is enough for each and every stop loss. But mine, it's from 20 to 50. I don't make it 60 or 70. Yeah. So when price get, or let's say when you get certain information, then you will drill in. Most traders use like similar time frames. That's why they normally get trapped. And but one secret thing is that anything that will happen on the 50 minutes, or let's say on the 5 minutes, has already happened on the 3 minutes.
The
That's what
lower time
normally
frame.
most people, yeah, that's what normally what most people don't, let's say, put in mind. And there are some type of formations that, let's say, if it happens, it will give an, like, it's called a, it's alerting you that price is about to move at a trend. And at the same time too, that's what that formation is, what I call the unicorn. Anytime that I see the unicorn at the 3 minutes during the New York session, it means the market is about to move to a certain direction. But when it fails, or let's say when the New York session starts, within that first 1 hour, let's say within from the pre-session of London, the pre-session of the New York, I think around 12:30 my time to 1:30 New York session. During that period of time, if you observe the RSI, after that I will explain deeply about the RSI. I just want to say one or two things that I always have to keep in mind.
Yeah.
So, of like during that period of time, normally the Asian session, it's only the Asian people that are trading. So the market will not go the actual direction. They will rather trap the market to wait for the landing people, let's say for the Europeans. So that when the Europeans also involve themselves to the market, still they will not go to the actual direction. That's why I don't normally take excess trades all the time. I just take one trade. I wait for my confirmations, everything to be aligned, then I execute it. So in order for you to avoid those losses, you have to avoid try as much as possible to avoid trading the Asian session and the London session. At times you can get a unicorn during the London session, but it's not all the time. Why? Because trading is a business that you have to look at the long term run. If you take the long term run, you could get, I think, even if a month you are able to get, I think, like three trades. Like this month, I've already placed just three trades, and I had no loss. I had around 700 pips as
Oh,
profit.
that's a lot.
Yeah. So that's why, like, there are simple things, or let's say the basic things that I do is that I don't trade on Asian session. I don't trade on London. I wait for the New York pre-session. Then I will look at the strength on the. I'll use the RSI to look at the strength of the market. If they want to range the market during the, let's say, during the pre-session of the New York, before the opening of the New York, you will see either that you see that price will move above the RSI. And before they start the New York too, if price drops below the RSI, or let's say below the oversold level, which is around, you could see that they made a certain, if I should say, like a channel that the 50 line is in between. These dotted lines.
Yeah.
Hope you are, oh yeah, it's if it reaches Asia, sorry, New York session, and price have moved both sides. Like, let's say it have already gone oversold, and at the same time to came to, like, as bring down to, like, drop down to oversold. When price gets to, like, when price is giving such a message, you have to wait for some time, because when it gets like that, they are trying their best to range the market to trap the retail traders. And if, let's say, that's why I say, like, if you use the decision candle, or let's say, if as time goes on, that, let's say, you are gradually using the RSI, because of two things. You will be using the RSI to mark your decision candles, so that you will always know where, or let's say, where your entries, or let's say, where your exits are going to be. And also you can use the decision candles also for a swing trade. If you could see the daily time frame here right now, you could see if you got a buy from any of the demand zones, right? Or let's say any of the decision candles right here, you would have still be in profit.
That's true.
Yeah. So now all you will do is that let me just break the RSI down. Like let me do it. You know what people do is that they just or what they teach is that they just teach the divergence. They say if you see something like this on the RSI, wait, let me use this brush. They say when you see something, oh sorry, they say when you see something, wait, I want to show you something like what they normally like. I think it's a joke or something like that. They say when you see when anytime you see something like this on the RSI, and I have two signs of them. Let me show you. There's a saying that if you see that price is making, let's say, is refusing to making a next high, and the RSI too is showing that price is moving an uptrend. This all, I mean, I see all these things to be fake, or let's say, I don't follow these things. This
Yeah.
is what normally confuse people. Yeah, if you try to say, oh, maybe anytime that you see this thing, you can take at least 100 trades a day and you win just four or five because any pullback will hit your stop loss. And at the same time, too, if you use the RSI to indicate your pullbacks, you always get the actual pullback that you want. It's like, let me do away with these things. The only thing that the RSI, I mean, I think that the RSI normally works for is that when you are using it to draw your zones and you use it to test the strength of the market on the smaller time frames, like the 2 minutes. Me, the only time frames I use is the 4 hour and the 3 minutes. The 4 hour for my decision, like my extra zones that I'll be looking forward to, or let's say where I'll be targeting as my take profit. Then the 3 minutes for my minute execution. Let me show you what happened on gold, our recent trade, how I managed to see that what will happen. Wait, wait. So
We are going to be using the 4 hour time frame and the 3 minute time frame.
yeah, I just want to break them down to you.
Yeah.
If you take a look at the RSI, you could see that I marked zones, my support and resistance. That made this uptrend. Why? Because like you could see that the high that was made here was not the high that was made on the RSI. The high that
True.
was made on the RSI was around this place. Can you see it?
Yeah.
The first high that was made on the RSI was, I think, 13 September, on Friday, 1 p.m. It was made during the New York session. The
Session.
high that was made on, yeah, on the RSI was this place. So if you are targeting, like if you are not, let's say, let me say for instance, if let me say the RSI is not there, this would have been your high. And no, that's how they normally trick us. You have to, in order for us to know the direction, you have to do what I call heat map or something. For me to know the strength, I have to like move out the RSI. If you could see that as price came here, it came oversold. I think 80 to yeah 80%. You
Mm.
see, price dropped, like came here, dropped aggressively to this decision candle right here. So why I will see that, oh, maybe this is the end of the pullback is the rejection and what the RSI is saying. You could see that after the rejection, the RSI was below the 50, and after the next bull candle, this hammer candle. That's why I say like you have to align with the candle formation. With the help of the RSI, you will avoid every loss. This is why I say that. If you look at this hammer candle here, right here, you could see that after this volume, price dropped back above the 50 level.
True.
But if it's the price dropped about the 50 level, but if we go to the 3 minutes, price at this place, price was still below the 50 level. That's why I say like I normally use two screens in order for it to help me. So that if let's say I'm spotting one or two things, I just look at just the 3 minutes. Because the 5 minutes you could see that. Wait, let me show you. Wait, let me show you one example here. This is what I'm talking about. Look at, I think this was Wednesday. I refused to trade because I knew that price would range. Look at something here. They swept liquidity on top of the 15 minutes. They
Yes.
left this imbalance here. As soon as price touched decision candle, this is a 4 hour decision candle, so it's very high, or let's say it's very strong. As soon as price came back to this 4 hour decision candle, price got rejected and at the same time swept liquidity beneath beneath this level, inside the level. So now if we were on the if we were to be on the 3 minutes, you would have known the reaction and avoid that trade. Wait, let me show you.
It. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, you could see that we the 3 minutes did not give any clear confirmation. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, the
Uh,
3 minutes did not give any clear confirmation, but someone will say that but there is a confirmation on the 15 minutes. Yeah. This is why like it's a bit confusing. That's why you have to take your time and understand the RSI. Why?
uh-huh.
Because I said that was that. I'm an intraday trader. I don't like hold trade for that long. I just I only hold trades for a couple of hours. Even I think a day is okay for me. I don't overhold them because of my lot size that I'm using. I'm okay with whatever that I have because of the system itself. Look at something here right here. You could see that the sweep here price came over, so and they show a bearish sign. But if you are looking at the 3 minutes, you could see that this is not a clear confirmation. This is typically a trap. Why? Because of this aggressively drop. Anytime that price drop like abnormally, like all of a sudden before the opening of the New York, just like Friday. Ehen. See, look at what happened Friday. I intentionally decided not to trade on Friday because of like I've already had enough and I'm not, let's say, revenge trading or something. If you look at like during the 12:30 of the London pre-session, a New York pre-session, you could see that within less than 30 minutes or so, less than 30 minutes, price dropped like 30 pips.
Very
This is
aggressive.
because of this is because of the unicorn that was made right here. You could see that price, they did not make another unicorn, but they rather continued with this unicorn. And if you could see the end of the pullback, you could see that price dropped below the oversold. This will signify that, oh, maybe this is the end of the pullback. And at the same time, to like mine, I normally wait for my unicorn. Like I have a certain way of doing it. If I see that way, price will never come back to where my SL will be.
So once you
So
take the
if
trade,
like this,
the price moves to the other direction, in your
yeah,
direction.
yeah, yeah. So if you are to take a good look, you see that it means everything that happened here, if you involve yourself, or maybe you could see that you could not get any correct buy entry during the Asian session. You will be thinking about a sell or something because price would have been sitting on high. That's how normal retail traders think. But you have to think the other way around. You don't have to think like them. If you think like them, you will trade like them. You like the only reason for you to get profitable is to not to trade like the retail traders. We have to know how they trade. like based on right now, you two, I think you have been in the industry for a long right now, and you know one or two things that we normally do, common mistakes that we normally do,
Yes.
like you know, yeah, like entering a trade from a pullback somewhere, like entering from what you don't understand, or maybe you think price drop so it will be coming lower, so far as soon as you sell to start pushing back up. So if you get the understanding and you are okay to think like a retail trader, then you will trade against them. That's what I normally do. Me, I don't know, like what I do is that I just normally observe the market. I know what, if price gets here, what normal people will do. So with the use of the RSI and with my decision candle, I will know what the other guy, or let's say what the big banks have in mind. So I will normally wait for their sign. That's what I call the unicorn. Anytime the unicorn happens during the New York session, if you try to go against the market, or let's say if you try to go against the direction, you'll be liquidated. But if you follow the direction with any lot size, like I've been doing this for a couple of while now. So anytime that I see it, like I execute it with stress free, because I wait, then I hit it. I wait, because all this period from the Asian to the landing, somewhere of the landing, I will not be trading. So as soon as that I get to my seat, I don't spend much of my time on the screen. That's what normally helps me. So if I tell you, I will tell you to start like using the 3 minutes, and you yourself will know how useful the 3 minutes is. Anything that happens on the 3 minutes has already happened before, but if it happens on the, on let's say on the 5 minutes, on the 15 minutes, then you have to avoid, or let's say if you want to take a short scalp on the 3 minutes, your target must not exceed 100 pips. And at the same time too, why I say that 3 minutes is so place, like it's the best time frame for me, is that it helps me to know the end of pullbacks. If you could see during the Asian session, you could see that after this aggressive move, you would know that the RSI is telling you that price is waiting to pull back. So you wait. As soon as that you see, so where your targets are going to be is going to be in between the inefficiencies. Because you could see that as soon as price drop to this inefficiency, you
Hmm.
could see that price drop to the tip of the oversold level.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the these are basic things that we normally forget. But if let's say you have a system that it aligns to that thing, you will always wait for the RSI to give you the extra confirmation, or let's say
Confluence.
to tell you what to do next. Yeah, it's not a matter of like complicating things. It's simple. You just have to do away with those things that we normally hear, like the RSI divergence. No, me, I don't do with them. Like why I don't do with them is because the RSI in itself is telling everything. Like it's telling everything that is happening on the market. Because you could see that if you look at here right now, you could see that this high was made, and you could see that price too was at the overbought level. So look at where price came, and you could see that at the end of this pullback, price came back to this oversold. So
Hmm.
here, in order, if let's say, or maybe you wanted to open a position, imagine that you would wait for an order block or something, or let's say a liquidity sweep, which signifies as like a market lock or something. So
Yeah.
you could see that when price came to this place, price was still below the 50 level, meaning everybody here has been trapped. Why? Because of like it's common, like it's simple. Anytime price drops aggressively, or let's say within 20 minutes, you see a certain push down, or let's say like this, like what I just said, like this one, it normally happens. As time, like if you are getting used to it, you will know it all the time, and you can even take short scalp on them, or let's say 50 to 100 pips, 50 to 100 pips. But me, from what I do that helps me is that I normally wait for all of this price action, or let's say all of this data to be there for me to know what we will be doing next. Hope you understand what I'm saying, or if you
Yeah.
can't understand anything, just tell me so that I go over them again for you.
So what I'm getting is, your strategy has a criteria, and
Yeah.
aligns itself with the RSI. Yeah. So you wait for the
Yeah.
decision candle to form, but not in any
Yeah.
other session, but specifically with the New York session. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes,
Before are you
before,
listening?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. When you say that you are waiting specifically for the New York session, you might miss it. So that's why I said like you have to be in between like 12:30, the opening of the New York session, like the pre-session of the New York
Ah,
session, yeah, so that you observe everything that's happening. Hope you understand. Like
yeah,
hope you
yeah, yeah.
understand what I'm
Like
trying to
before the New
so
York
you have
actually opens, so that you can get your entry.
yeah, so that you know, yeah. So when you know that oh maybe the New York has opened and you're on the 3 minutes and you're at the same time watching on the let's say your high time frame, then you will see that look at something. Anytime price drop to this level, if you bought, you will have made profit. Anytime
Mm-hmm.
price drops below this thing, join the new it's simple like there are these criteria, the break of structure, the liquidity sweep, the market structure shift, the you have to like in order for you to get this thing, you have to like the basic things are what move the market. Some people will be saying they have been learning other things. You check their consistency, profitability. You know, they normally take 4 to 5 trades a day. Me, this month, just 3 trades, and I'm okay with it. Just using
Oh.
the basic things that I do. And it's profitable for me too. Like it's like let's say you are not stressing yourself much to do anything, but the little that you get, it's something that will even help you to like limit the time, like your time on the screens. That's what like normally before when I started trading, I normally spend around 7 to 10 hours on the screen. But right now
Oh.
I spend less than 4 hours. Yeah. At times to yeah, so like as for the RSI, we have to just use the help of the RSI to mark the decision candles. And I hope you already like I've already said it. For you to know the decision candle comes before a volume. Let me why I'm like why I don't want to go to explain it. I want you to know that it works on every stock or let's say every commodity. Just that you have to keep the basics. So you wait, let me use BTC for instance. It works on everything, but I just want to do one thing. That's why I don't normally do BTC during the weekend. I just want to have my enough rest or let's say peace or something.
Yeah, peace
You
of
could see
mind.
that this is also a decision. Yeah, this is also a decision candle. Wait, look at how price was reacting the same day. This is also a
Wait,
decision. Some of the let's say another block, but if you could see that it's not another block, it's just a decision candle
wait, the screen hasn't loaded yet.
on the high time frame. But when come again,
The screen hasn't loaded yet.
you are not seeing mine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, wait.
Or should I reload from my side? Has your side already shown? Let me try reload from my side, yeah? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I've reloaded it.
I think it's from my side, eh? Let me reload it from my
It's
side.
now showing the 3 minutes. Wait, I want to change it.
Let me reload from my side. It seems
Hope
like
you are seeing it.
my internet is
Okay,
the issue.
okay,
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 okay. Now I can see it's crypto.
okay. Yeah. That's what it's like. That's why I was saying that. Like, let me show you how to spot the decision candles. Wait, let me go to. Let me go back. You let me start it from this one right here. I said that like the decision candles comes before a volume. So this is a volume right there. And if you could take a look at the RSI, if you look at the RSI, we could see that the RSI dropped very low. Hope you are seeing it.
It dropped.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Very low. Look at the bearish candle. Yeah, the bearish candle is the decision candle.
Oopsies. Okay, let me reload.
The the tip of the RSI where it came to the oversold level.
Wait, can you hear me? Yeah.
Because yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, can you please re-illustrate? My nini network was down for a bit.
Okay. So like if I as I was saying, the decision candles normally comes before a volume. So if like let's say we have to say look at this one, you could see that I will call this my decision candle because the RSI dropped very low, dropped below to even I think the
13th level.
15. You could see that
13%.
the RSI was indicating the 15 level, like price was at the 15. So this would have been my decision candle from that time. So I will just mark out and wait for price here. I will just mark out and wait for price here. You could see that price came straight into it. Hello,
Yes.
hello.
Hey.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
you could
you.
see that price came straight into it. As soon as as soon as price came here, you could see that look at the candle that price they gave us. It's a hammer candle. But this one is not a decision candle, it's a confirming candle because it's a hammer candle and it was formed below the oversold level. And price like the simple things that I normally say is that anytime candle or let's say price gets to the decision candle, we have to wait for the rejection. And this was the rejection. You could see that price got rejected. And here is where you can be looking for your entry on the smaller time frame, like the 3 minutes. So now if you
Okay.
could see that price came here, respected this zone right here, and came back to this decision candle right here. So you could see that normally why I normally mark the decision candle like this is that I normally wait for price to get it to the either the oversold or overbought for me to know for me to know exactly where price is likely to come. So now if you could see, you could see that here was like here was like a low volume in the market. So it's hard for you to predict the volume the decision candle or something. But as for a certain scenarios like this, price is likely to like break through because we can clearly see that there is a bunch of liquidity sitting around the two sides.
Sitting. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because like why I'm saying this is because I've been doing it because if I see liquidity, I can easily see it because here is typically a liquidity zone. So your target, or let's say if let's say you are want to hold it for long, you could see that as soon as price came to this decision candle, it never respected anything and started pushing back up. Only like why I say is
Yes.
that only you mark decision candles when it ends with a volume, or let's say it comes before a volume, and at the same time too price has reached a certain level on the RSI, like they oversold or overbought. That's the only two things that you have to keep in mind. If it's a volume and it's inside the RS, or let's say it's inside the oversold or overbought, you just forget it. Don't mark it at your as your PR or something. You can move away, or let's say you can move forward to look for the ones that are like dropped, or let's say that's the like if I should say it this way, the oversold levels are where the like the institution people have placed a certain order, retail traders will think that price will not get there. They
Mm.
think and they trade. But trading is not like that. You have to trade what you see. Because if you are see like if you are trading, if you are like say you are thinking that, oh, maybe price is here, so I'll be, you are thinking and trading. No, you have to trade what we see. That's why I normally say, like, that's why I always say that. So if we take a good look at what was happening here, like a retail trader would have started to buy from this place, would have started to buy from this place. You could see, like, let me show you a certain trap here right now that they trap the retail traders. One is this one. You could see that this is also a volume. Yeah, this is also a volume, but it's inside the RSI. That's why I said you have to avoid such like decision candles. It's likely to
Traps.
trap you. You only mark the decision candle when price has dropped below the RSI. Normally on the demand candle. Normally, if it's on the, let's say it's an uptrend, you normally
Uh-huh.
mark them below the oversold level. But if it's a downtrend, you mark them at the overbought level. If a volume is inside, listen, inside the, let's say the premium level on the RSI, if
Uh-huh.
price is, let's say, on the premium level, let's forget it. It's a trap, like a form of an inducement.
Ah.
Yeah, so now, like, that's the basic thing that you can use it. You just try as what I said, like, mark your decision zones or your decision candles using the RSI. Only mark them when it has crossed below this line. That's why I said, if you, let's say you are executing trade and you wait for price, you see, or maybe during the New York session you're about to execute your trade, and unfortunately you're just seeing, oh, price just dropped below this place. First thing, it's alerting you that price will not drop lower. At the same time, to wait for a confirmation before you enter, because when price drops like this, it's like the money, or let's say the liquidity below, has been cleared. There
Ah.
is nothing there. If they, they can't drop price to zero on the RSI.
True.
So I'm listening.
No, I was saying it's true. Price can't drop out up to zero. I've never seen that.
Yeah. So what we have to do is that, like, people like trading, when you are trying to use trend lines, we only, what I do that helps me is that I only trade liquidity. Like, I'm an ICT trader though, but I only look out for my like the possible liquidity zones. Then I set them as my target. I
Ah.
look for POIs around that area so that I know that it's likely, because the retail traders are thinking. But me, I'm trading what I'm seeing.
Mm.
So that's how it is. It's simple. Just use the RSI to mark your decision candles on the high time frame. You can mark them down and leave them there. You could, and oh, let's say how last week you were not trading, you could have marked them down and left them. You could see that maybe during the weekend you open your chart, you could see that price would have been just respecting your zones, just moving. It's simple.
Ah.
Hope you got it this time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've completely understood, and thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, this
So
time has been so smooth, and I've even gotten to understand how to mark the decision candles.
But as for me, yeah, but as for me, I'm always active. If anything, you just hit my DM that, oh, I can't understand this thing properly, then I will explain it properly to you. Like,
I,
me, why I'm doing these are like, it's limited. I will not be helping a lot of people. It's
ah,
limited based on the people that, let's say, I started with.
okay, okay.
No, I'm also having a community, but we are not that enough. So I'm just deciding to help people that I can.
Ah,
Nobody can pay me more than what I get from the market. So I just want to help. But I've made it limited, and I think it will get to a time that even my VIP, I will maybe make it limited, not for a lot of people to join,
people.
so that we can get it for a very long time.
Ah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for the lesson, man.
Oh, don't worry. I'm always here.
I think, thank you. Have a good day, by the way.
Okay, same you. But as for the VIP too, you can, if you are interested, you can join and take
Okay, so
some